The future of the Star Wars franchise seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, novels, comics, and video games, but also their live-action and animated Star Wars TV series on Disney+, and let's not forget about their new Star Wars trilogy of films by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, as of this moment right now, we do know that Disney and Lucasfilm are really in a position where they are really trying to evolve the franchise into something new that we have never seen before. And that's exactly what both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek want to do, as they are working together as a team in order to really propel fans into new timelines, a new mythology, if you will, for Star Wars. So ever since the release of The Last Jedi and, of course, The Rise of Skywalker, we can see that the franchise has been going on a major decline. Now, thankfully, Disney is making a light at the end of the tunnel here by stripping away Kathleen Kennedy's power as far as creative control goes over the majority of the Star Wars projects, except for one that is going to be the Leslie Headland Star Wars TV series that's going to be full of identity politics, I must mention, and, of course, personal agendas and more. Which, of course, is something that a lot of fans are against. All we want is a proper story. So Kathleen Kennedy, there's no denying the fact here that she's been very incompetent as the head of Lucasfilm, as the president of all things Star Wars, and what Star Wars should be. She is the one who called the shots for many of the Star Wars movies that have already been made. So looking at the future here, obviously Bob Chapek and Iger, they've been actually in, pretty much a situation where they are trying to formulate a plan to essentially let go of Kathleen Kennedy and to choose somebody else to run Lucasfilm. Now, on top of all of this, with Disney and Lucasfilm now in a phase of damage control and desperation to get things on the move with Star Wars again, they are developing over 10 years worth of Star Wars TV shows on Disney Plus alone, as well as their new Star Wars films that will be released in theaters in the near future. Now, it's explained that Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are crafting multiple plans to develop a concrete plan to regain many of the lost fans from the sequel trilogy era. Now, it's noted that currently Bob Chapek and Iger have been going over their ideas for candidates to replace Kathleen Kennedy sometime in late 2020 that would go into full effect sometime in 2021. It's noted that Bob Chapek and Iger have full interest in making Jon Favreau the new president of Lucasfilm to take full control of the Star Wars brand on both a creative level and on a business level to make it just as successful as the MCU. Bob Iger has interest in Jon since he is the man who started the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Iron Man 1 in 2008 that was a huge hit and a smashing success that kick-started the MCU very strong, and that now they are actually in full negotiations of bringing in Jon Favreau on board to take over Kennedy. Now, of course, Disney and Lucasfilm have other candidates that they are considering. However, Favreau is said to be at the top of the list to replace Kathleen Kennedy. Though Kennedy no longer has any form of creative control over the new Star Wars universe, she only has creative control over one TV show, which is the Leslie Headland Star Wars TV series for Disney+. Now, it's explained that Jon Favreau is already helping George Lucas and Dave Filoni developing the new Star Wars universe projects for books, comics, and novels, and even TV shows and movies in the mix that will make the brand evolve into something stronger than ever before that the fans have never seen. Now, Lucas is said to also agree with Iger and Chapek that Favreau is the right choice and that Bob Iger sees a lot of George Lucas within Jon Favreau. Disney is said to be very impressed with Favreau's work for Star Wars The Mandalorian Season 1, 2, and now even 3, where, of course, in his decision to bring in many new characters and returning characters for Season 2 of The Mandalorian like Ahsoka Tano, Sabine, and even the return of Boba Fett, which will be a major part of The Mandalorian Season 2, which is set to release sometime this October. Favreau is also already working on the scripts for The Mandalorian Season 3, and will play a role in the development of the Kenobi TV series for Disney+, starring Ewan McGregor for the fans around the world. So, let me just say one thing here, is that Jon Favreau is a passionate Star Wars fan, and that's exactly who you need to be running Lucasfilm. I mean, period, the end, right? That's exactly who you need. Here we have Kathleen Kennedy, who knows nothing about Star Wars. She only knows how to handle the business end of things when it comes to this brand, right? And that's exactly what she was also doing with the new Indiana Jones film that was in the works, which, by the way, got delayed again. But looking at everything related to Star Wars, Jon Favreau is the perfect choice, and it's really good that Disney has a great interest in him, taking over Kathleen Kennedy sometime in the end of 2020 that would go into full effect in 2021. Again, I think a lot of fans begin to forget that Jon Favreau is the one who really started the MCU very strong. You know, Iron Man 1, 2008, great movie, fantastic film. It did very well at the box office, and it really opened up the gates to a promising future for new Marvel, you know, cinematic movies and stuff around those lines. It was all because of Jon. He really started things off very well. You know, of course, we don't want to necessarily count the Incredible Hulk per se, but Iron Man in 2008 was the true start off for, of course, the MCU. So with that being said, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.